Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Football Shirt Social. Hope you're well, hope you're all settled in to 2024. I am of course your host Tony Jameson. Joining me as always is Si Maggio, and today we have a very, very special guest indeed. Welcome everyone to Tom FM. Tom, how are you, pal?
I am very well, thank you. Cheers for having me on, fellas. How are you both?
Very well indeed. And like I say, yeah, well, first of all, thanks to you, not thanks to us. We were going to be here anyway. So it's great that you're turned up. Otherwise, it's welcome our special guest, nobody. So you've definitely you've filled the contractually obligated space that we had for you. So appreciate that. Nice to see you in. Nice Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, it was good actually. I can't say I did a whole lot really, which was really nice. You know, I did no work for about 2 weeks, and it was nice just to not do anything at all and just be a vegetable, I suppose.
Sigh, that's the dream, innit? No
graft
for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. If we didn't have to work, it would be good, wouldn't it? Well, just knowing you've got work coming after Christmas, that's the worst bit. Like when it gets to about the 1st of January or 31st, you're like, oh, I've only got a few days left. And I haven't really done much. And you were hoping to do things.
Yeah, see, it used to be the opposite. Like in comedy world, it used to be like really, really busy over Christmas, knowing that January you can take your foot off the gas a little bit. But the problem with, of course, December comedy shows, they were all horrible. So it was kind of like you had to grin and bear it, going like, oh, I've had loads of fun all year, and now I've got to go and entertain people who've come out for the one time every year. They went, I like comedy. You don't hear it? No, not really, no. But the large group that I'm with have said we're doing it, so we're going to do it. And yeah, so that's usually what happens. But as I was saying off camera, this year I was just ill, so kind of it's pretty much the same, to be honest, really.
Yeah, I guess that's all right then. You can just lie down and just not do anything. If anything, fake it, and then you can just get away with doing nothing, I suppose. That's what I might try and do in the future, actually.
You don't have a boss, Tom. You can just do that.
Well, yeah, okay. You know, I mean, just in general, you know, have some sympathy from the family, you know. And then,
I mean, that's not going to come at all, is it? Let's be honest. I'm really ill. Oh, sorry, Tom. Are you doing what you really love for a living? Oh, okay. Really, all the sympathy in the world for you right there. Yeah. Oh, you don't even have to work over Christmas if you don't want to. But you choose, yeah. All the sympathy in the world. Yeah.
Yeah,
the funny thing is, when Tom's ill, he's just like, I'm ill, I'm just going to stay at home and play Football Manager.
Yeah, no, it's true as well, to be fair. So I can't get away with it. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should just grin and bear.
No, there's no such thing as grin and bear. You deserve some time off, because we should say as well, by the way, if people aren't aware of you, Tom, you are, this is going to sound a really strange sentence, so you're one of the very few full-time Football Manager creators, because there's a lot of us that'll do it, but there's not many of us that do it as a job, and you're one of those.
Yeah, I am. It is stupid, really, isn't it, when you think about it? Like the whole concept of like my job is to just make videos about Football Manager and put it on the internet, and that sustains me full time. It's crazy. That's an actual thing. So I have to pinch myself sometimes, and like explaining to people is really bizarre, because they're like, "You make money doing that?" And like, yeah, surprisingly, I do. Yeah.
I think that's the thing, and trying to sort of like convince people that like, it is a job, honest. Shut up, right? Ask the taxman is definitely a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Sadly, the taxman knows me all too well, which is not so much fun.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing way back in the day when we were doing our mortgage application, and we sat with the bank, and I was like, occupation. I went, comedian, and they went, no, but really. I was like, yes, really.
Well, that's the next big thing for me, really, because we're coming up to 18 months now, I think, full time, and so. You know, going back a little bit further than that, when I was part-time as well, like I've got a good few years of accounts now. And so going for a mortgage now, hopefully they'll start to take me a bit more seriously. But, you know, like it's such a pain trying to get anything like that. So that's the torture I'm going to put myself through in 2024 and see what happens.
There we go, Si. There's our next side hustle podcast, financial planning for the creative arts. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my mortgage a year or two ago. Now's not a good time to get one, though, is it? Oh, no, I think it's improved again. Anyway, that's not what this pod's about. It's not the mortgage cast.
We've brought you here under false pretenses, Tom. Should I stick with a fixed term? Or do you reckon a tracker is probably the way to go? Because my renewal's due, and I don't really know, to be honest. I
will say, tax expenses. Now you've done this show, you can write off your shirts as tax expenses.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. That's a good point.
Work outfits.
I should have bought something new specifically for this to write it off. Yeah.
See, this is the weird way of doing this show, because I've started collecting football shirts because of this show. So I wasn't incurring these costs normally, but now I am, to write them off as a tax expense. I'm sure that's not the way you meant to do it.
No, I don't think so, really. But, it makes me feel better inside that I can do it.
Exactly. And we should, of course, start mentioning about the football shirts. And we're going to ask Tom the creepiest question that we're going to ask at this part of the show. What are you wearing?
So I am wearing, actually, it's the Tom FM 100,000 subscriber shirt at the moment. So I had to wear it. It's my own shirt, really. But I had these made to celebrate 100,000 subscribers, and then they're available to buy for a limited time to subscribers a few months ago. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
Tom, can you show the detail on it? There's some nice detailing, right?
There is some nice detail. I'll stand up and model this for you. So
give us a twirl, Tom. Yeah.
I'm from Lincoln, right? So we've got the Lincoln Cathedral sort of on there. That's sort of part of my logo on there. If I turn around and
all this back details.
Hang on,
well.
let me take my headphones off so I can
name and number on the back as well.
Oh God, where am I going? Doing this back.
I did this the other week.
100,000 subscribers,
100,000 subs, nice
sort of thing. And then it's got it on like the neckline as well, 100,000. And then you can kind of see it like on the white and stuff here, the little geometric shapes and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of detail that went into it, I suppose.
That's really cool. I think we'll probably come back to that and talk about it a bit later about what the process behind that. But
of course, yes.
I think just getting your own. Unless Tony wants to do it now, I think getting your own shirt made and like the idea. If I think you see so many plain shirts, and the idea of having something like kind of cool, like a little. You got little details everywhere, like on the collar there. You've got the little thing there. The detailing down the bottom, and the number. I am going to end up talking about it now. Are the numbers on the back all the same? What's the 46?
Yeah, as part of it, you could choose to have your name and number on the back. So when I must have been 10 or 11 years old, I did a cross country race, and I came 46th. And from that point on, I was like, right, every shirt on the back of. Now I did a FIFA create your player thing. I'm number 46 in that. That's my number. So it's always just sort of stuck with me as 46 because I came 46th at a race one time. Not even very good. There's probably like 47 kids in the race, but it's
because the 46 is fine, right? Okay, 46 is fine. It's a generic number. Like you can be, it's almost positionless, really.
Yes.
Right. But what position would you play on the football pitch?
Oh, striker every single day.
So if you came second in that race, everyone's going to be really angry at you if you've got number 2 on the back of your shirt, aren't they?
Yeah, true. Actually, that wouldn't have been a good look at all because I hate it when Lincoln City right now, our right wing back is number 2, but sometimes if he's needed to, because we've got so many injuries right now, he will play right wing, and I hate it. It's number 2 right wing. It's horrible.
Well, remember you had Milan Baros up front for Villa wearing number 5, and it's like William Gallas wearing number 10 at centre half at Arsenal. You're like, people just getting triggered by this. Sometimes I do it deliberately on the stream just to wind people up because I don't bother me at all. But I'm like, oh, it's a goalkeeper. Maybe he needs number 3. He doesn't. He needs number 1.
That's a good idea, actually. I might try to start doing that, actually.
It's good for engagement. Get those YouTube comments. Oh, I can't believe you put number 1 on the goalkeeper.
Oh, honestly, like I've had people outside my house with burning torches, like just going, "Left backs wear 3," and all denominations of 3.
Well, I would argue, right? So I always put number 4 as a centre back, but I know people don't really like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you guys are thinking on that.
4's also a holding midfielder for me. Like it could be. You could have that guy just in front of the back 4. He could wear number 4.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I think 6 is that holding midfielder number. I'd always have 4 and 5 as the centre backs, 2 as the right back, 3 as the left back, and then 6 as that holding midfielder, or the more defensive, my 2 centre mids.
So where do people normally put 4 if they don't put it centre back?
The holding midfielder sort of CDM role, I think.
Yeah.
Then 5-6 for the centre backs.
5-6 for the centres, yeah. But then again, nowadays everyone talks about, he's a 6, he's an 8. What they mean is he plays somewhere in midfield, right? That's what they mean. Let's be honest,
100%. Couldn't be further from couldn't be more right.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? He's a classic number 45. That's like what does that even mean?
Just mix the numbers up, confuse the opposition. That's what you should do.
See, I was quite. I like the fact you've got the 46 on your shirt, and again, I like the custom detail as well. So when we did the link up on my stream with Odd Ball Club in Norway, they sent me like some customized shirts as well. So I've got basically I got the proper shirt, I got the home and away kit with Jameson 80 on the back because my number's 80 because that's the year I'm born. So I got with that one again, positionless. So I got Jameson 80, and then they sent me a hoodie. Like they had like an esports division, so I got an esports hoodie that had TJFM hashtag 80 on the front. And I was like, that's the coolest bit of kit I own there. I was like, got myself a proper thing right now. Brilliant, loved it. All my chat was like, can we buy them? Can we buy them? And the club at the time were like, well, maybe if the demand's there, we'll try and organise. I'm like, this is too weird. This is far too weird.
Yeah. That was so cool, though.
There shouldn't be a part of a club shop in Norway that sells TJFM merchandise.
It's a claim to fame. That's so cool.
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. I feel like we've peaked as well. We've gone to your shirt first of all. We probably should have come to your shirt last Tom's yours because it's got the better story. Si, we'll come to you. We'll come to you now, and mine will be the one that just tails the story off at the end.
Yep, I have gone for it's AFCON. It's kicked off last night. Mm-hmm. I've got a few African shirts. Half of them didn't qualify for the competition, so they're no good. No Zimbabwe. No, what other ones do we have? Oh, I have Ghana, but yeah, Namibia. They're playing on Tuesday against Tunisia, I think. I don't know if you can see there is a bird. I don't know what the national bird of Namibia is, but it's like some kind of eagle, I'd assume. And that's across the shirt. It's quite a colourful shirt. Obviously, the flag is there as well. So yeah, I've gone for Namibia just for the AFCON. It's not the current shirt.
I've just Googled the national bird of Namibia. Tom, would you like to take a guess as to what the national bird of Namibia is?
A buzzard.
Oh, it's so close.
Oh,
it's so close. It's the African fish eagle, which I'm sure is on the tip of everyone's tongue, really.
Fish eagle.
Wow. So that must is like obviously lives over water and fishes for fish.
Pretty much. It fishes for fish, not compliments. That's the other African fish eagle. Say I look lovely. Say my talons have done nice. Thank you, please. Would you do that? Oh, my wings are very nice, aren't they? I've just had them done. That's what on earth am I on about?
I love these little tangents sometimes.
I've not even started on my blue hooch yet, and here I am already talking about African fish eagles. There you go. That might end up as the clip this week. And cracking shirt, by the way. Si, brilliant shirt. Mine, I've gone for Iceland. They're
not playing in AFCON or the
They are not. They are not. And I reckon it's political correctness gone mad, personally.
They're like far enough north that we could just like split them across all the continents, right? That's
they're trying to go up and round. Been like, yeah, but if you turn it upside down, then maybe. Like, yeah, I've gone for Iceland. This was not for any specific reason other than the fact it was 17 quid on classic football shirts a little while back. And I don't own an Array shirt. Did the wrong side there. The Array shirt, which of course is stitched in rather than subliminated, which is quite lovely. Badge, of course, stitched on, and a little bit of felty as well in parts, which is quite nice. So you got the stitching and then a felt over the top. Bit of arm detail.
I like that. I didn't notice that. It's quite cool.
Lovely,
I didn't realise it was like that.
Quite nice, isn't it? There's a bit of is it stuff on the back there? Yeah, there's a little
Iceland flag.
Iceland flag on the back. There's some detail inside the collar as well, which is nice. Which again, I think just says Iceland, which is really nice. But yeah, I quite like it, and it's from the old from the Viking, obviously famously the Viking Who, and of course the. Did they beat England? Or did they draw with England? It was one of those ones where England couldn't win.
I think they might have beaten
2016.
I think they might have beaten them, yeah. So, yeah, as a Scotland fan, again, I'm not saying I collect shirts for a specific reason, but I think I've now found a reason.
Yeah, and it's sponsored by KSI, so you know.
Exactly, yeah. And also, there's a lot of good crossfitters in Iceland, so therefore it makes sense to potentially, I don't know if it makes sense to have an Iceland shirt, but hey, that's what I'm wearing today. And also, we're just after Christmas, and not many of my shirts fit anymore. So there is also that. This is not player issue.
I have heard people ask before why it says KSI, but it's just like the Football Association of Iceland in Icelandic.
Yes. Do you want to attempt the pronunciation?
Oh my word!
We can all have a go at it. Let's see how quickly this podcast lasts.
See, even on their website, they don't actually spell it out anywhere. They did have it spelled somewhere.
It has Nat Siruna Samband Islands. So that's potentially where the KSI comes. The K Nat Serum, and then Samband might be the S.
Nascarum Samband Islands.
Yeah. So
That's
KI and then KS and then the I. Feel free to skip this bit, by the way, if you're not interested in listening to three people who clearly aren't qualified to speak Icelandic. Try and work out.
I'm just trying to work this out. This is so difficult.
I can see it in Tom's brain going, I'm going to crack this code.
I'm terrible at pronouncing names in Football Manager. Like the comments all the time are like, you said this name wrong, and it's like Smith. But Nats, or is it Natspy Rumsamband Islands? Natspy
that sounds so much closer than
I don't think
what
it does. I think I've got it wrong several ways, but in fact, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to put it into Google Translate.
That's
and
the good way
to
to do it. Put it into Forvo or somewhere. Yes. I remember when we used to do the Streamer Showdown. That was always the most frustrating thing. If you pronounce anyone's name wrong, there would be a million comments, and it's like, have you not brushed up on your Georgian name pronunciation? I'm like, no. It was a Kvara. Everyone was wrong for ages. It's like, or Mamashvili or something.
The lad at Napoli as well. To be fair, I just go, it's the Georgian lad. It's that other one that's quite good. I'm skipping. I'm hosting. I'm not trying to pronounce names.
Or the worst ones where you go Erling Haaland, and if someone will come and go, it's Haaland, it's Haaland or something. You're like, it doesn't matter, does it really? Maybe it matters if I was speaking to him in person, but I'm not.
Even then, no, I reckon he'd let you off. Because and again, we've gone on a slight tangent. We will dial it back a little bit. I pronounce my name Jameson, but I'm sure some people call me Jameson, and I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to take offense at that. It's wrong, but I'm not going to take offense at it because I think I know how my name's said. And even then, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going with what I think is right. So
yeah. You can listen to a French person, an Italian person, they'll call me Simon. They won't call me Simon. Just how they say the name.
But that sounds cooler, doesn't it? I think it sounds cooler.
Simon Maggio. Yeah, do that.
Tom, you'll be Tomasz to a Polish person.
Yeah, I would, to be fair.
Well, there you go. We've now got to go all the way back, work out where our names even come from, then start pronouncing them properly. So
I can't believe we're so naive.
I can't believe we're still talking about this.
True.
Even I'm looking at this going, we're in deep here now. How do we get out of this? Normally, I'm just like, water's a choppy. We'll get where we're going. But I'm very much. I feel like I'm going on a bear hunt, and we're in the mud bit. And we're just stuck. Right? Shall we try and move seamlessly on from this? Tom, when was the first moment? When was the first moment you looked at a football shirt and went, hey, that's not just apparel, that's a thing of art?
I think probably when I got my first Lincoln City kit. I was only 5 years old or so when I got it, but it was like a treasured possession then. In fact, I've still got it now behind me. I know Syed said, get a few kits. So this is the 2002 Lincoln City kit. I've peeled the horns off the imp.
Wow.
At some point there. So yeah, this is tiny. This is like the kids version sort of thing, as you can see. So I remember getting this and being, wow, this is amazing. On the bottom here as well, it's got this thing that says, I can find the right bit. Save the Imps. We went into administration that year, I think. So they did loads of to try and raise some money for it, essentially, to keep the club afloat. And they did, obviously, which is great. So yeah, I've still got this kit that used to fit 5-year-old me a long time ago. Not so much anymore, obviously. I don't think I'll be able to squeeze into this anymore. But yeah, I think probably that sort of kit was like, wow. Because obviously I'd watch football and you'd see people just wearing their shirts and it didn't really mean anything until you, I think, get the kit of the team support, and then it's something like, a football club's part of your identity, isn't it? So if you can then sort of wear part of that identity in a way. Not that I was aware of that at 5 years old, obviously. That's something that's, I've realised later on. But,
it's quite high level understanding, Tom, for a 5-year-old.
It is, isn't it?
It's part of my identity, really. I need to really feel more Lincoln than I am. Because I'm watching these kids on the telly and I feel nothing. I feel dead inside, if anything.
Exactly.
But what's interesting as well is obviously you're a fan of your local side, which I know these days it is interesting to actually be a fan of your local team.
I think so, yeah.
Like when you were 5, because again you're certainly a lot younger than I am. You'd have been watching and been exposed to a lot more Premier League football, presumably, and that would have been thrown straight in your face. And was it difficult to not just go straight for the easy, shiny telly football? Or
I don't think so. We never had Sky Sports when I was younger, so I don't think I ever watched that much sort of Premier League football. I mean, Match of the Day, every now and again, if you wake up early on a Sunday morning, I could have watched it. But the first game I remember watching was a Lincoln game. I think, maybe watched one before, but the first one I remember watching was the Lincoln-Bournemouth playoff final in League Two, which must have been 2002, 2001 sort of thing, maybe. We lost 5-2. So I remember watching that on TV, and that's the first time I sort of remember watching a game. Must have watched them before then. First game I went to live was a Lincoln game. So I think because of that, it was just, natural that I was going to be a Lincoln fan. I remember watching, Charity Shield and stuff like that, and FA Cup finals as well, but it was always Lincoln for me. There was never any sort of question that I'd support someone else. And maybe that was ingrained from like family being like, they were Lincoln fans. Maybe that was what it was. I don't know. I can't quite remember. But no, I've never, ever supported another team or thought about it. It's always been Lincoln.
I like that. Because again, I think there's Si, again, without knowing your full background, were you born and raised close to getting to Portsmouth, or was that a sort of...
I'm born in Portsmouth, and I'm close to... I never lived in Portsmouth, which is a bit of a weird one, because if people don't know, and people always argue with me about this, but Portsmouth is in fact an island, or on an island. Portsmouth itself is an island. The island's Portsea, and it takes up the entirety of Portsea Island. So there's a weird mentality on the island. It's a bit of an island mentality where, we are people on the island, like, everyone outside is different to us. So I grew up outside of that, let's say beyond the suburbs of the city, actually, I was in the countryside. So just north of the city. And there's this weird thing about me where I'm almost like not a true Portsmouth man, because even though I'm born there and it was very much the closest city, I wasn't on the island, and it's like I don't think people are elitist about it, but it still does feel like this weird thing. So yeah, and like when I was very young, my parents are Southampton fans, which doesn't help. But they were like, before I really knew about Portsmouth, when I was just learning about football, I learned like Alan Shearer. So my first team to support was actually Newcastle for like one season or something. And at the time, Portsmouth weren't in the Premier League, so it didn't matter. Like as soon as I found out about Portsmouth, for a few months I had 2 teams, and then I just became a Portsmouth fan. After I think I went to see some games, and then I was a Portsmouth fan. So there was like a very short period where it was like Newcastle, they're a big team. Oh, I didn't want to be Man United because everyone else was Man United. So I was like, Newcastle, they just signed Alan Shearer, so that probably dates it, 1996. In fact, I might have even been a Blackburn fan for a few months because I was, I just knew about Alan Shearer, and I followed Euro 96 or whatever it was, and I was probably like 8 or 9 years old, and then I went, Newcastle for a season. So I had the Panucci Brown shirt, and then Pompey after that.
See, I do like that. I like how sort of like it takes people time to work out where they're supposed to be. Like I've been on a bit of a soul searching journey as well. To be honest, Tom, you've just cut straight to the chase, and you knew what you were straight away. And you're like, right, that's me, done. Like I was raised on the full end at Sunderland, like Roker Park in the cold, sitting on one of those barriers, whole place stinks of piss, drink a Bovril. That's in the middle of the summer. That sort of like vibe. And just that was like, that's where we were, like paying with coins to get through the turnstiles, like, the noises, the sounds, like just like I still, even now at 43, can remember the sound of a football being kicked. Like it just sounds very, very different when you're young. All these players seem massive. Like, the football seems like a huge thing. Like, oh my God, they're really thumping that. It doesn't sound like the football I kicked back at school. Hearing the sounds of the nets also for the first time. And I'm like, right, that was me growing up. A little bit similar to Si. I was born in Sunderland. I lived in Washington, which is sort of like halfway between Sunderland and Newcastle. So I'm not necessarily part of growing up in Sunderland. There's obviously there's various family issues and stuff as to why I sort of started to pull away from Sunderland, started to pick Villa, which I have no affiliation to at all. Anyone in Birmingham, I don't even think anyone in the family's even been to Birmingham before. And it was just like, I was like, well, that sort of works. And I quite liked Villa. They had a very traditional outlook and stuff. Villa Park is a stunning stadium, like absolutely beautifully architecturally. The kits, I suppose, possibly part of the thinking. The tones of like claret and blue always look pretty nice. They were never really up and about for anything. And I think at the time they'd maybe just come back up from Division 2, sorry, in Division 1. So I stuck with all that. And then, of course, the Steven Gerrard debacle and the Premier League. And I was falling out of love of the Premier League anyway. And it kind of gave me an out. So I cut ties with Villa and then started to really enjoy the fact that Sunderland were in League One. And I was like, you know what? Actually, yeah, like it's probably good that they're down there now, like watching them rough stuff out. And obviously living in York now, like sort of going and watching a bit of non-league stuff. And I was lucky enough to get a ticket for the semi-final for the playoffs last year for Sunderland, and I went at the Stadium of Light, and it was obviously ram packed. And you know what? Like, you can't shift it. You can't shift it. The second you know there's an association with the town or a city or a football club, their hairs stand up. Like you feel an emotional connection. The anthems are playing and that, and you're just like, this is my club, innit? This really is. Like, there's almost like this acceptance of like, I missed 30 years of this. Like, I've been following someone else that doesn't really matter, and I should have just been sat, dealing with this nonsense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You just know, don't you? Like it's, like I said earlier, it's part of you, an identity in a way. So it's really special. It'd be such an interesting thing to look at into the psychology of it all, because I don't know there's anything like it really else you can find that's similar.
I think it must be like a tribalistic thing, like a pride, like a sense of identity as to where you're from and stuff. And again, like, for me, growing up, I guess if we'll take the growing up as a Sunderland fan, my first kit I ever had was a 1985, Tom, 1985 Sunderland Milk Cup final shirt. It was red and white. It's very similar to what they've got this season, actually, with the white across the top. Interestingly, Sunderland were the first team in the UK to wear a Nike kit, and that's what it was. It was literally the template is very, very similar to what they're currently wearing right now. So that was the home kit with the white across the top, and then the away kit was this amazing blue, sky blue with like navy blue hoops, like thin hoops across the middle, with Cowie's, which was a local car dealership. Along the front, but also a street name for ecstasy later on in the 90s. So there was a bit of a retro vibe about that one, even back then. And then that had like a navy blue down the sleeves as well. Then like the cuffs and stuff. It looked amazing. So I don't know if you can find those shirts at all, but they were absolute bangers. And then of course Sunderland and Hummel. It's just it's a match made in heaven for me, as far as I'm concerned. And there is a lot of talk. So I'm going to get into leaks already. There's a lot of talk that Sunderland and Hummel might be reuniting next season, and I can't wait. I'm all for it. Bring it to me.
I also find it interesting. I've just looked at the Sunderland shirts as well, and the badge is on like the other side as to what they're normally on. I feel like these days, the crest is on the right hand side as opposed to the left hand side. It looks almost odd because of that, because you're just so conditioned now to have the badge on the left hand side.
It's on the right. It's on the.
It should be on the left. Right. It should be over the chest.
Yeah, on the left. It's on the left. Are you looking?
I don't know, I'm seeing these.
Are you looking in a?
I've got this one of Ian Wallace, and he's got his badge on the right hand side of himself, where you normally have like the Nike logo, but it's swapped round.
I think that's a fake. I think that's a fake. I think we normally have it over the chest.
No, Tom is right. He is looking at an 80s shirt. Shirt. Let me share this with you.
Or down the centre we've had. We've had the centre before.
Football Kit Archive has saved us again. So
they do such good work, don't they? They do great work. We've got to applaud them. They've got to come on. Oh, it was. That's the kit as well. That is the kit. They should have had
80s, 85, 86.
What a shirt that is, though. Can we applaud that for a second?
What is the badge? The badge is like...
the badge is the old ship badge. So, of course, Sunderland is on the weir. They used to build ships there. That's a very iconic badge that the fans are demanding that they try and return back to. So, rather than the standard crest. But that's that Tuborg shirt as well. If you scroll back up, They had Cowies on the shirt, but then they changed it to Tuborg. Down.
You want me to go down? Sorry.
Oh, the grey one, yeah.
Into the middle
into
80s. Up there. So that's the Cowies one, yeah. But then they replaced it with Tuborg, which was a Danish lager. But brilliant,
you had
right?
different home and away sponsors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, of course, Vaux was the local brewery, so they had Vaux for as long as they could get away with it.
And just Scorpion lager on the goalkeeper one.
Yeah, even looking at this, that's brilliant. That's the thickest shirt I've ever worn. That's like, honestly, it's made of Hessian. I don't understand how anybody wore it, but I'm
that's
desperate to buy it.
1998. That looks like that's 1968.
Yeah. And I'm desperate to buy that one again, and it's £100 minimum.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like the logo on the manufacturer on the collar there.
Yeah, stitched in. It's smart, isn't it?
Interesting.
So this is the thing, Tom. See, I've got into buying retro kits now. Like,
that's really expensive.
It does, doesn't it? It does. Like, so what's your collection then? How have you got into it? Where are we? Let's talk Tom's football shirts. We've got Tom's first football kit. Which is amazing, by the way, to have a copy of that. What's the one that stands out in either your collection or one that you remember?
Well, I guess like one of the more special ones is it's this Lincoln City, the Lincoln City one, right?
Oh yeah,
it's the
that's fine.
2020-21 away shirt. But this, if I can get the right bit, is signed by Tom Hopper, who was our striker at the time, because it's a player issue Tom Hopper.
Oh, very
nice.
So it's got all the tags on the arms, and there's, I forget which way I'm going, the League One bit on there, and then on the inside they've got the if I can find the right part of the collar of it, it's like there's like the little flappy bits to put your GPS tracker in there and stuff like that for matches and stuff. So
is it a match issue? Is it a match issue one? It's what he's worn.
I think it is, to be fair. I won it in a competition, so it looks a bit too clean to maybe be a match worn shirt, but it's definitely player issue.
So on the back there, no, I'm going to point something out, and I'm going to hate myself for doing it because you might not like. Yeah, is that H slightly too far to the left?
Oh, it is a bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks a bit odd, doesn't it? Now you mention that.
Well, so the good news about that is that means you might be able to place it on what match it came from, unless it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, actually. I mean, that would be trawling through a lot of stuff.
It would. I don't know if Lincoln have all their matches saved somewhere.
They might do, to be fair, looking at it. But yeah, you're right. It is a bit odd, actually. Yeah, there is a bigger gap there between the shirt and stuff. But again, it does look a bit too clean to be worn in a match. So maybe it's like one of the spare ones.
But then again, they get a couple of shirts, don't they? Because they always change their shirts at half time and get a brand new shirt to go back out. It's
this is League One.
Yeah, true.
Come on.
They don't get fresh shirts.
Even League One must have had an extra shirt, surely.
Maybe verging on administration.
Maybe this is why they're going to administration. What? We've got a shirt for the second half as well. What?
They're going to wash the ticket back next week.
Right, you're all charge your kids.
Yeah, they'll take the shirts back and wash them. I think that's probably what you expect more at League One level, I'm afraid. Although, Sunderland, when they were down there, maybe had the money to get a shirt every week, maybe.
Oh, we had washing powder and fabric softener. Well,
I mean,
far too much money
at Reading at the minute. Reading are it's pretty dire. As a Lincoln fan, you've been through similar. As a Portsmouth fan, I've been through similar. And it's like right now they've laid off loads of staff. They've all the catering staff have gone. A lot of the staff have left the club, so it's just the players having to have microwave meals.
It's awful, isn't it?
The sponsor stepped in to pay the wages, which is kind of interesting.
Wow,
that's impressive. Car leasing.
Well, I guess that's what they want, don't they? They want success on the pitch, don't they? So if they can, keep that talent at the team and get them winning games and stuff, then I suppose that's in their interest as well. And obviously, it looks great for them, to the local community.
The match was abandoned yesterday, which isn't.
But of course, it's all over the national and international media, so it does put eyes on it. It's not like it goes away quietly, and it's other clubs, and I sound like a broken record, other clubs in the Premier League have made a big song and dance about how their owners aren't great, and all they've done is not buy a striker. It's not the same when you get down to the proper levels of football where those owners are taking those clubs out of extinction. It's not the same. And I think to have a football club literally ready to go under, not good. Not good, I don't think, to be honest. So fair play for those fans. I'm never going to condone fans running on the pitch, but fair play for the fans making a stand and being very visible about that. So that's my 2 pence worth on the situation. Going back to what we are here to talk about again.
I've got a question about Lincoln, actually. Tom, maybe you can answer me.
Okay.
So Lincoln, right, so there's another team called Lincoln, a Gibraltar team, the Lincoln Red Imps.
Yeah.
Also Imp. Is there a connection?
Not like an official one between the two clubs. I'm sure it's something like the bloke who set it up lived in Lincoln at one point previously and was a fan of a club, but there's no actual official link between the two clubs or anything like that, which is sad. There should be, really. When they came,
that makes sense.
Yeah, a few seasons ago they played Celtic in a Champions League or Europa League qualifying match, and I know Lincoln tried to Lincoln City tried to get the Red Imps to come to have a friendly or something, but I don't think they did. Well, they didn't. I know they didn't. So there we go.
Because they get into Champions League football, right? But
yeah, in fact, they were in the Europa Conference League group stage a couple of seasons ago because they were in the Champions League group stage, got knocked out of that into the Europa League group stage, got knocked out of that into the Europa Conference League group stage, and I think maybe they actually won one qualifying round of the Champions League, which then meant if they lost every single game, they were just automatically put into the Europa Conference League group stages. So they had one season in there, which is pretty cool.
That's the thing. See, so what we need then, we need a link up here, to be honest. We need Tom FM to be the main guy to link those two together and go, look, come on, Gibraltar, this is the Imps, these are the other Imps, like let's make this happen, you know?
I'd love to. I'd be so cool to have that as an international link. Because the board at the moment, like our chairman is from South Africa, our main investor is from Arizona, I think he's from. So they're very international. In fact, the guy who is from America, he was like a part owner of the San Diego Loyal as well. So there was a link there until they folded.
Great team side. Cracking shirt.
Yeah. Tom, if you don't know, we do mystery shirt for each other every month, and my first one was a San Diego Loyal shirt. Oh, I told you.
And we had this conversation about it.
This conversation.
Yeah,
Tom actually wants that shirt, Tony. If you see another one, Tom's after it.
Classic football shirts have got one on at the minute, but it's a medium, so it might not fit you.
I will have to have a look.
I think they tweeted out today, actually.
I think XL was too big, wasn't it?
Home and
I know Tom's a tall man.
Home and away. Yeah.
He's on it now.
I'm looking now. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting,
isn't it?
The one I'm really holding out for is I think it's the 2022 one. It's the Rocket League one, and they've got Rocket League ones on there. And actually, that's really nice. But it's I had like an orange sash across it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be the away kit then. Yeah, it was so nice.
Is it like a bluey green?
Yes.
Colour is it? Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got the side of the white one.
I'm just trying to grab it.
Oh, it's so nice, this kit. Yeah, just like it's like topographical, I suppose, with like these lines on it. It's so nice. It's such a cool kit, and I wanted to get one. I was going to get one, and then it was like shipping from America is $100. I was like, I like it, but I don't like it that much.
Yeah,
to pay that sort of money. But if they're on classic football shirts, whoa.
It was a Depop surprise when I saw it. I was like, oh, gotta get that. Like, because if that fit me, I'd have bought it for me. But I was like, it's going to fit Si. There's no way I'm getting into a medium. Not at all. So yeah, I was like, right, there you go, Si. Have that as your early present. So yeah, we did that. In terms of other shirts that you like, shirts that you sort of styles that you go for, Tom. What's over the last? I mean, how far do we open it up? What's been the sorts of shirts you'd be going for right now if we were to sort of say, like, look, come on, let's talk. Do you go for funky designs? Do you go for plain and classics?
I think it depends. I like things that are a little bit more out of the ordinary, I suppose. Not like the full funky ones, but, things that aren't typical. So, I mean, okay, it's a really, really popular shirt. Everyone loves it. But I have got the Venezia.
Oh, very nice.
And it's got, and this is the bike of the Football Manager. This is, I managed Venezia. I did really well with them, and I love the kits and the players. So that's why
they had a special box version, didn't they?
Yes,
Football Manager
they did,
version.
Yeah, they did actually. You're right. They're still partnered with them now, I think, actually. But I like it because you don't really see much orange and green on a kit ever, and you don't see hoops or vertical pinstripes. Vertical, horizontal. I always forget which one it is. Either way, the ones that go across. Yeah, those sort of pinstripes. So that's a cool kit because of that. I really like that. So that's the sort of thing I would go for.
It's interesting that you've mentioned the Venezia kit, because I was talking on my stream last night, and it was a shirt that popped up because I'd mentioned the site a few weeks back now, maybe like 6 weeks ago or something. There's a new sort of retro football shirt shop or collector's football shirt shop opened up in York. Which I was really surprised by. I wasn't expecting it to be there. And in there was an Athens Kalithia shirt, which is the same manufacturer as the Venezia shirt.
Okay.
And it's stunning. Si, let me send you the picture, Si, and you can pull it up on the stream. I saw it and I was like, I've got to get this. I have to. It was just like, it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And it fits every single bit of stuff that I like in a football shirt. Obviously, having seen what we did with the AIK shirt last week. I was like, gonna get it. Mr. J was like, yeah, go for it. How much does it cost? And I was like, it's 170 quid. I'm not touching this at all. But, Si, if you can have a quick little nosy at that.
Is it shirt? Oh, it's not
try
showing.
And see if I can get you a better image, actually. It's there.
Yeah, it's nice. Has that got the pinstripes on it? I'm not quite.
No, that's the plain one. So that's the season before. This season, of course, they've now gone for the horizontal pinstripes, which again they've gone with the let's not just be a football team, let's be a fashion brand, which of course is the very much the Venezia vibe, the Arsenal vibe.
I love the logo as well.
Adelaide as well, I guess, is very similar at the minute. I just pinged in the new one, Si, as well. There, that's the one. That's the newest one.
Yeah, that's a really nice kit.
Kits. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very much in the style. That looks like a baseball top.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Gives me baseball vibes. I mean, just look at the way it's modelled. Like, you're not most of your football shirts are not getting modelled like that.
No,
to be honest,
there's
just chilling out in Athens.
There's a gold one as well, which is again, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. But I'm sitting there going, I can't afford that. Sit there with like a sort of two-tone stripes inside it as well, which is like so late 80s, early 90s. It's a right vibe.
Yeah, they are.
It does feel quite Greek as well, which is it looks polyester. And that shine on the. Hang on, I've just realised it's not showing the new tab. There you go. But it's very polyester on that right hand side one. I don't think I'd want to wear that in Greece. I think I'd boil.
Yeah, the fabric doesn't look quite so good. On the right, the left hand side looks okay, doesn't it? But I know what you mean by the right. It looks very shiny, like the flash is caught.
When you get that kind of shiny material, like old football shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, I do quite like that. And I like it as well because it's not just a solid colour as well. There's like some little two-tone sort of stripes going through it in the gold, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'd ever buy just like a plain white kit with a logo on it sort of thing, just because it's a plain white shirt with a bit of a badge strapped onto it. I do like the kits that have got like a little bit of like on this one, like the detailing in it. That's what I kind of wanted on it, just so it's got a little bit more to it and like it just pops a little more.
He wouldn't have been a fan of the shirt of the year from last episode then, Si, I'm guessing, if he's not just into, just plain kits. The finals went all the way. With those semi-finals had just literally a plain white shirt.
Yeah, the Hearts one. The Hearts 20...
The anniversary
what
shirt
was
there.
It
was the anniversary shirt for Hearts. Have you seen that one, Tom? The one that's just
I haven't seen it, no, actually.
Oh, we'll pull it back up again. Like, see if I can change your mind on just a plain white shirt. See what you think. See if this is the one. Like the one that won, by the way, was the AIK centenary shirt, which is the one that's got all the designs of Stockholm in the back of it. It's just, it's so good.
Yeah.
And it beat the AFC Wimbledon third shirt, which is the navy blue with the gold Football Manager in across the front.
Yeah, I've got a similar. I've got a big Oxford football shirt here. Hang on.
This is the Hearts one here, Tom, for you.
Oh, that is quite cool because it's really retro.
Yeah.
I do agree. That is quite cool, actually.
I'm a fan of that. Another image of it.
Apologies, by the way, to everyone who argued about this from last week as well and got in the comments and went, I can't believe that these plain shirts got to the finals. But grandad collars and everything as well, massive oversized badges, long
People
sleeves.
who weren't fans of blackout shirts were also very annoyed. Like, there's way too many blackout shirts in here, which is fair enough.
That is true. Let's have a little look at what Tom's got, shall we?
Yeah, this says it's a Wilhelm II, what are they called, from the Netherlands. And it's a topographical sort of thing. So if I can hold this the right way, it's like all the streets and stuff of the city, like a map laid out on the shirt.
I love a map shirt.
Yeah, across all of it kind of thing. So it goes all the way through. So I'm a big fan of that. That's cool. So I'd like the AIK one as well.
Big fan of that. Si, I'm just on. I know we like to look at what's coming up. Footy headlines this week. I've literally been glued to it all week. There's so much stuff that's coming out that I want to talk about. Am I all right to? Should we mention some of those bits and pieces? We'll talk about it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Which ones have taken your eye?
Right. Well, I know AFCON's on right now, and I know you mentioned me earlier and said, look, AFCON's on. Let's talk about the kids there. I was like, all right, cool. Is there anything new? And you went, no. And I was like,
some of them have views. Some of them have views. Some of them don't. It's very strange. And the weirdest thing is that the teams perhaps you would expect to have new kits don't. The ones that played the 2022 World Cup, which of course was a December World Cup, so it was only about a year ago now. They're still in those kits, most of them. Whereas the teams that weren't, a lot of them are in new kits that they've not either launched literally for this tournament this year. So actually, I can show you some of them on Football Hit Kit Archive. Maybe you can have a quick glance and tell me which ones you like. So Ghana, for example, Ghana is still in the kits from the World Cup. They're in those horrible Puma templates. Obviously, they didn't get enough use in the World Cup. You can see that's actually the worst. And Senegal and Ivory Coast, the three from the World Cup. It must be the Puma deals that are still in. But I really like, for example, Algeria is pretty plain. But there's some really nice ones, like Cameroon. I think
Cameroon looks good.
Like you get, they get the lion and you get the badge as well. One All Sports. I'm not familiar with this brand. It must be a new one. It doesn't have a high rating. I think it looks decent. And then as we come down, you see that Gambia, I think, is from last year, but it's similar. It's actually kind of similar in style to this one.
Guinea shirt looks quite smart as well.
You like this one, do you? I think it's.
No, it must have been last season. Sorry, my mistake. It's the one beneath.
Or Guinea-Bissau, do you mean? Guinea-Bissau.
Sorry, 2022. Look at that.
That is nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I like that.
Unfortunately, they lost last night. My friend Jack, who I interviewed actually for a YouTube channel, he's a scout for Guinea-Bissau. They have a lot of players who were eligible for them, who've gone on to play for other teams. So Ansu Fati, for example, would have been a big prospect for Guinea-Bissau, but he's declared for Spain. Born in Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau, if people don't know, is a very it's basically a narco. Well, it's not basically a narco state. It's almost a narco state. I'll be very careful with my words. There's a lot of problems there, so they don't really have the infrastructure to support football in the way that other countries do. So it's very difficult. Mali, I think, is quite cool.
That's a class shirt.
That's one of the coolest shirts I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Wait till you see the goalkeeper kits. Look at these, or the third kit. Like that is something, isn't it?
Yeah,
it takes. I'm assuming it's taking inspiration from like national dress and national fashion, like regional fashion, right?
No, what it's taken inspiration from is, do you remember in the 90s when you had those batteries that when you would press the top and the bottom to see how much charge was in? Do you remember them? That's what it is.
I'm very sorry to the entirety of Mali that Tony's just compared your national dress to a battery.
I'm not comparing the national dress. I'm saying that stripe in the middle is literally it's a power up, so you can work out exactly how fit you are, and you have to press your head and your bum together, and then it goes, oh yeah, you need to be substituted off because you're now at 40%. That's what I reckon.
See, Morocco is another one. Same one as the 2022 World Cup. Boring. Like for the home, boring. They did well in that tournament as well. And the away is the... actually, that shouldn't be the away. The away should be a different one, which has like a Maybe they got rid of it. I'm not sure. But yeah, here's the Namibia one now.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like the colours on the collar.
Yeah.
I forgot to. Obviously, I was going to text you about this, but I was watching. There's a CrossFit competition out in Miami this weekend at time of recording called Wadapalooza, and that bit isn't really relevant to the conversation. But one of the I presume media crew, possibly, because all the judges have all got their own judging kit on. Obviously, all the athletes have got their own athlete kit on. But one of the media crew was walking around in that El Salvador shirt that we spoke about last week, the one with the sash going across it. I clocked him and I was like, that's amazing. Of all the places to spot that.
If you're a fan of El Salvador shirts, I think one of them is in this week's Classic Football Shirts.
Don't tell me that.
It's not the one that it's a few years older, but it's very similar. It is a sash one. Or it might be Guatemala, sorry. It was Guatemala that had the sash. It was Guatemala that has the sash. El
sash
Salvador
kits are so nice.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's in their weekly deals. Yes. It's the one from the year before. Let me share with you. So coming in at 30 quid.
Oh,
it's got a sash. I don't think it's as good as the one we saw last week, but I think it's a solid shirt still for Guatemala. They got some interesting this one I found interesting actually. The Strasbourg pre-match shirt from that season.
Hang on a second. I've got this Levski Sofia one.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. There we go then. Is it the same colour? Is that one more of a purple?
Literally exactly. Yeah, it's like a template, I guess.
Yeah, it's a template. But it's a pre-match shirt, so often they're templates. You get some nice designs on pre-match templates. Like I've got some of them. Let's see if I can find. I've got some German ones. Here you go. This one, for example. This one, which is from... This is a Bayern one. But you can find this in a different colour. I think it's in black and white and red for Manchester United, for example. Because they do these templates. But yeah, anyway, the reason I brought up that shirt is because it reminded me of the controversial Fiorentina shirt from the 90s, if you know which one.
Yeah,
I know which one. Yeah.
And I was like staring at this for a while, and I was like, it's very close, but like it just about doesn't make that shape, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like that Fiorentina one as well, but I don't know if I could and I saw it for sale the other day, and I was like, a template version of it without the Fiorentina badge. I was like, do I put a bid in for that or not? Could you wear that, or is I know it's controversial for the wrong reasons, but also it is quite a cool design. It's a bit of iconic football history.
I guess the thing is how blasé do you want to appear to be when someone goes, hey, I've seen that design, and you go, what? I've never noticed that before. How good is your acting skills to pull that one off? To go, no, I've never. No, your eyes are deceiving you, and go, actually, yeah, I can see it now. You can't.
I mean, it wasn't intentional though. That's the thing, right? It is just, and the design is actually a different design, and it just so happens that those shapes in that arrangement make a. If anyone doesn't know about the Fiorentina shirt, makes a swastika. So yeah, it just so happens that the shapes are unintentionally it's sort of very similar to the Strasbourg shirt in the start, and it's so could you, if you I don't know if you could. I decided against my judgment cup was better, but I was like, that's not actually the design. If that was the design, of course I would never wear it, but it's it is an iconic piece of football history, and it is quite infamous in a way. So I was on the fence.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I've got something slightly different size. So last over when we spoke with Alice, for example, right? And we were talking about how in the Women's World Cup, the away kits templates that Adidas were producing were just blank canvases, and they let their creativity go. And we're like, hey, wouldn't it be great if they did something like that with the men's kits, for example? And it almost seemed is this the start of something new? Footy Headlines have leaked, or the leaks have not come from Footy Headlines, but the Germany home and away kit has leaked for 2024. Okay, traditional home shirt, white shirt with the red, yellow, and black up on the sleeves, up on the collars here, on the shoulders. Very, very nice. It's got a tribute to an old German shirt as well, from the proper mid-90s, sort of green, all that sort of stuff on there. It's a sort of subliminated pattern through the middle. The away shirt Do you want to take a guess? Or do you want to just show it? Look at that.
Whoa.
Yes. That's
That's
not
quite
Germany
cool.
at all, but how mint is that?
I do
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But I feel like that should be in. I mean, it can't be. Oh, you see, I'm looking at that, and I'm saying you make that black, yellow, orange, white, or what, the colors of. Actually, they have it on that picture on lower down, like those colors, right?
Yeah.
You put those colors on that shirt, and I think that would also be a great shirt.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Although
I think
it
the
might
fact
look
that
like
it's
you're
not
exploding
those,
out
like
your groin.
it's those, it's so different, and dare I say it's so un-German, because of course the women's Germany away shirt had enough Germanic reference about it. That I think is a stunner, by the way. That's really, really nice and clean with enough nod to history.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, they always come up with cracking kits, don't they, Germany? They always have some good ones.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, look at that. It's nice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There was a time I wouldn't. I mean, it's very, very recently I felt comfortable wearing like a Germany shirt or something like other national teams took me a little while. But first I was okay with Italy, and then I decided I was okay with Spain. I'm still not. I still don't think I've convinced myself to wear Scotland or Argentina. Though. For some reason, those two teams, Germany, I'm okay with now. I think maybe because we're like England. No offense, like someone's going to tell me I'm wrong here, but at the minute, England is better than Germany, so it's okay, right? In a few years, it's probably going to be Germany are pretty poor at the minute, and England are probably in the best spot they've ever been. So it's okay to feel that way. Maybe when England are worse and Germany are ever so slightly stronger, I might not feel so comfortable wearing a Germany shirt. But yeah, I think like that's a really nice kit.
Well, comparing that then.
Kits, I was going to say quickly, Tony.
Yeah.
I've just noticed something. I went to look at the Asian Cup kits. Look familiar.
Oh, yeah.
UAE. So but that's the pre-match shirt for other teams. They've just gone with a pre-match shirt template for their away kit at the Asian Cup. In fact, wait, is that even this time around?
It's obviously
sorry. Wait, that's their 2019 away kit.
Wow.
They're reusing
the upside down version of the Leicester Sevilla.
Oh, it's the other way up. They've just rotated Photoshop.
But it's obviously the nod to the Dutch template from '88, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So that was actually from 2 tournaments ago. So Tony, what were you going to say about the Germany kit?
Yeah, I was going to say, so obviously the Germany kit we've got there, which again is like a bit out there, I think, with the away kit. Have a little look at the France kit, and I think I'm about to fall in love all over again. Like, that is nice and simple, and I'm all right with that. I'm pretty handy on what...
That looks like someone's drawn that on in Microsoft Paint, Tony.
It does, doesn't it, actually?
I think that must be like some kind of mock-up.
That one isn't, but... Oh, hello. Hello to this one. Oh, no, I'm all for it. Like, there was a France international shirt that came out, I think it was the 2002, or was it... I keep having to search this all the time. What's the France shirt? There's just the white and navy blue hoops. It was just the best France away shirt ever.
Yeah, it's about 2014, I think.
Yeah, and ever since then, I've like, France just need to have a classic away kit, and I think this might start to fall within a France shirt where I go, yeah, that's lovely. I like how it transitions from red to blue on the pinstripes. I love the oversized cockerel motif as well. Tom, what's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I like how they changed to like the full coloured cockerel and stuff like that. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I also enjoy the French rugby shirts as well. I know it's a football one, but I watch a lot of rugby as well, and the French rugby shirts are always really nice. They're more Le Coq Sportif, I think they're produced by, as opposed to Nike like these, but they always make some really good kits.
Look at that track jacket there. That's like, yeah, that's decent. Well, it does seem as though there's
a rugby one at the minute.
Yeah, it's nice. They always do some good ones.
But the cockroach faces the other way on the rugby shirt.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that before. Yeah, you're right.
Strange little thing.
I guess it's the same as the Le Coq Sportif logo. That's what they're trying to go for potentially.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to have a quick look at the Asian Cup ones as well? I'll
100%. While it's there.
So again, the teams at the World Cup, same kits. Australia, same kit. Japan, it's a lovely kit. I'm glad it's getting more use actually. But the Japan kit is still the same one. a lot of them haven't really gone. A few of them are newer. I'm trying to find one of the newer ones. So Kyrgyzstan has a newer one. But like, I like the Amman.
That's cool.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, there's South Korea.
That's a new one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It is similar to the one from before.
Look at that away kit, though. That's really smart.
That is the one from the World Cup, though. They used that one at the World Cup, but it is a nice one. I think South Korea have been doing good kits recently, along with Japan. And then I quite like these. The Vietnam home kit's actually, there is a design on it. I hadn't noticed that before.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
love those little subtle designs in it. Yeah, that's really like.
Yeah, it's not something we tend to like. You notice a lot of the African shirts have it, but it's not something European teams tend to do very much. When was the last time England had something like sublimated in the shirt? That's the Kazakhstan one, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that's a banger. That is. I like
it's a rare as well, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a rare. Yeah. So,
well, obviously, those the New England shirts got all kinds of mixed. God knows what's all over it by the. Judging by what's been leaked out for that, the purple away kit. So who knows what's going on? Those new Nike templates are horrible, absolutely horrible.
Tom, I'm going to ask you, Tom, how do you go about getting a shirt designed? So you've got your shirt. Let's talk about it. How do you go about getting your shirt designed? What did you hire someone to do it, or did you contact? What's the manufacturer on your one?
So this is wrong side. Hope and Glory.
Yeah, we always do that.
That. Hope and Glory. They're the ones that do it. They do a lot of like non-league kits and stuff like that. Yeah. But they're more than happy to do custom requests and things like that as well. So I spoke to quite a few different manufacturers, and these guys seem to have like the best sort of like. They ship worldwide, which is a big plus for them because a lot of those didn't really want to do that so much. They handled everything from design through to shipment as well, which was a big plus for me as well. So my first sort of venture into, diversifying a little bit. So it's very good that they did all of that. And they've got a design team there. I gave them like a mood board and a brief of what I like sort of thing. The different shirts and designs and stuff like that. They came back to me.
You gave them a pile of Lincoln shirts, didn't you?
Well, kind of. Like, so the inspiration, a lot of inspiration for this is the 1997-98 Lincoln City shirt, which it looks a bit like this. 95 Ajax as well.
I was going to say there's a bit of Ajax in there. That's the other team that you jumped up.
Older Arsenal shirts as well. I always like those as well.
That colour is the Arsenal. It's actually this season. So
they're the sort of three sort of shirts and teams that I was like, these are what I like. This is kind of what I want to, how I envisage a shirt. So sent me just a mood board of stuff like that. They came back with a few different designs. We go back and forth a little while, tweaking things. And then once I'm happy with the design, it then goes to the sample stage where they go and make something and send it to me to check over and things like that. If it's something I don't like or doesn't come out so well in printing, I can go back to them and say, not so much. But no, it was all pretty smooth and seamless. It takes a bit of time, obviously, because they've got to go and manufacture it all. But then once that's all ready and all the pricing is sorted out, it goes live on the website with a 2-week sale period. So people could buy the shirts in those 2 weeks. And then essentially pre-order it, basically. Then it shuts and then it's made to order, essentially. So they know exactly how many they need to then send out. So I think it's about 6 weeks in between the orders closing and the shirts arriving to people's houses.
They have them now, I think, right? Because
people got them now. I think they arrived probably early December, I think it was.
So like, let's say like you've got the is it, what does it say? It's 100,000, isn't it, on the collar?
Yeah, 100K on the neck. Yeah.
Okay, and like the subliminated and stuff. If you say you want those things, does that like alter the pricing of it or anything, or was it?
Not with them. No, they were happy to sort of do anything kind of thing.
That's really cool.
It's a price per shirt. They had
it as. Wow.
Yeah. So it was a case of each shirt would cost X amount of money. If you price it at this amount, after VAT, you will make this sort of part of the cut sort of thing. So obviously it's quite heavily weighted towards them, because they're doing everything. I'm just the guy, who's put it out there.
They are.
So yeah, maybe if you're doing it yourself and you go into manufacturers directly, that would change things a bit. But for the way I did it, it was all sort of like a set thing.
That's still brilliant, because I've looked at like some bits and pieces for merch for other shows and stuff and other channels, and like even some pretty popular sites doing drop shipment stuff, they're charging you for every piece of print that you've got and every little logo you want to do, whether it's on the sleeve or whether it's on the bottom or whether it's like on the back. Like, so for you to just get essentially a flat rate of, right, it costs this, and granted that fee is probably a lot higher than, it's the basic shirt. That fee's got to cover everything, presumably. But I mean, that is pretty good. That's got to be that's awesome. Like,
it's one of the big selling points to me that drew me to them, because it was just such a simple process, and I didn't really want the headaches of trying to work it all out and stuff like that. So it was much easier to go with them. Maybe I could have made more money elsewhere, but I wanted to get this. If this was more of like a thing of like 100,000 subscribers, it's amazing. Let's have something to commemorate it. I want to try and get it in the hands of as many people as possible. So I don't really. My aim wasn't to just make a whole bunch of cash or something like that. Profits are nice, but this was more of a case of I want to make something nice to commemorate it. That one I can look back on in 30 years time and I remember when I did that. That was cool. So yeah, that's what it was more.
So is there a plan then for future shirts, like say a 250? Are you going to get like a nice 250 shirt, or
I think potentially,
retro sportswear?
What's Lincoln's away shirt?
Oh, the away shirt, yeah.
Oh, the away shirts. They're all recently they had a lot of green ones actually, which have been quite nice.
Wow.
And green's my favourite colour, so I've been quite a fan of that. Greens and blacks they seem to like in away colours. So yeah, potentially we could do like an away shirt actually going forward, which would be quite cool. But yeah, I think there would be ideas to do things at other milestones, but it was certainly a learning process, which is quite cool. So yeah, it was nice.
Would you recommend it to people, like as a process? Was it fairly painless, or?
Yeah, it was, to be fair. The guys there were really good. Obviously, shop around for the sort of best deals and that you can find and what works for you. Obviously, this is what just worked for me at the time. But yeah, it was good fun. I don't think anyone else, at least in the Football Manager space, has done it as a thing. So I thought it was quite a cool, unique thing as well.
There is one person who's done shirts.
Oh
yeah, there is. Yeah.
Kevin's done shirts, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, but his has been like for like fictional clubs that he's made, hasn't he? I suppose.
They're not, isn't it? They're home FC ones, aren't they?
Yeah. I'd say actually, maybe you're right. Yeah, but either way, as a personal one, as a personal sort of brand,
he doesn't have landmark ones. So you're right.
It is cool. Genuinely, I think, and that's what we're trying to establish, really, isn't it? It's like, if you've got an engaged community who are going to celebrate a huge milestone, really, then you want something that's going to, that's going to sort of like be a reasonable thing. It's going to be, it's certainly more significant than a mug, or a mouse mat or something. And yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea, man. Genuinely, it's awesome, and the shirt is class as well. So you got to be very happy about that. One question I will ask, and we ask this to everyone who comes on the show: if we gave you a blank check, right? We said to you, you have to go away, you have to buy the ultimate football shirt. What is the shirt that you so desperately want that would make you the happiest little boy in the world?
I think like an ultimate holy grail shirt would be a match-worn 1966 World Cup final England shirt.
Germany shirt. Yeah, we can probably get one.
Yeah, get the Germany one. Yeah, I'm sure that'd be nice. No, I think that would be like, imagine having that. Like, that is just a piece of history. It's more than just a shirt or, something, nice to wear. Like, that is a bit of history. And that's really cool, I think. Maybe even like, a 1930 World Cup Uruguay match worn, if they even exist anymore, sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a big if, isn't it? Well, that'll be a belter, wouldn't it? That's Jack Charlton's shirt.
Jack Charlton's, not the final.
Yeah.
Would it have to be a red one? Would it have to be a final one?
I'm sure if you want the final one in red, you're adding at least a 0 on the end of those numbers there.
Jack Charlton one. Oh no, Bobby Charlton's one maybe. This is Jack Charlton's. It's about 5,000, 6,000, actually less than I imagined.
Actually, I'm surprised at how little that seems to be. Yeah, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Or even you go for a lesser player. I mean, that's got stains, hasn't it? That's match worn.
That's cool. Yeah, if it's got the stains on it, yeah,
definitely authentic.
Yeah. Where did he wear? Oh, that's from the qualifiers. So that's sold for 2,800. But yeah, I did remember learning something strange about these shirts, which is I think it's quite hard to pinpoint which one is from which match because they have the number, but they don't have the name.
Yeah.
They have nothing else identifying on the shirt, and they didn't change the shirts as often. So they had the same shirts for a period of about 4 or 5 years, from like 65 till about 1970. So even the ex World Cup, I think they were wearing the same shirts.
Oh wow!
To find a final one. So sometimes people are buying like 19, probably a 1966 to a 1970 shirt, but you don't actually know which. You know it's Bobby Charlton, but you don't know which match necessarily it's from. And there are services you can pay a lot of money for to try and identify if it's from a particular match. But otherwise, it could be from anywhere in that period. I've seen some going on auction before, and it's like, I think Ellis Patton did a video where he was like, "Do I bid on it? I don't know if it's like a 66 one or a 68 one or it's tough to tell."
Yeah, it must be, especially when you're going so far back as well. Like, it must be almost impossible. I don't know how they really do it.
Is it wrong that I've just looked at that and there's seen a stitched in Umbro thing, and I've just went, well, that's clearly fake. There's no way that I've got an Umbro.
I mean, yeah, you look at the way the numbers are on the back, like
that's
that.
Far
You'd think
too
that was
clean,
fake,
surely.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, Ian Callaghan clearly didn't get on the pitch, did he? Like, he's got his
the champions
pristine shirt. No.
I don't think he was in the finals. He might well have been. I wasn't alive, so I'm acting off general trivia knowledge, and I'm pretty sure he's not in the starting lineup for the final.
I'm expecting angry comments below from Ian Callaghan's family going, "Hey, bro, well done, play the World Cup."
Well, thinking of World Cup final shirts, I know Messi's one is either on auction right now or just been on auction. I'm not quite sure what the bid is or what it's just sold for, but I imagine it's a stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
There's I think a match worn Messi shirt already goes for a lot. I saw not even match worn a Cristiano Ronaldo shirt go for like loads of money. Let's see if we can find how much it went for. Even one during a signing, like
it surprises me though that the match worn Messi from this past World Cup will probably go for more money than a 1966 one.
I suppose if you've got the chance to actually prove that is the shirt, that's easier.
True.
But even then, is it the shirt? Again, you've got that many different shirts that would be worn during the match, unless it stinks. Then you can sort of say, well, it's definitely the one.
Well, I know they did a deal with AC Memento to have all of his shirts, I think, and they sold them through Sotheby's. Yeah.
There we go. That's it. There.
It doesn't
I
say
think Providence is pretty strong there, I think.
Does it tell me how much? I have to log in to see how much they went for. I have to have a Sotheby's account to see how much it went for. I might surprise everyone to learn that I don't have a Sotheby's account. But yeah, that's a set of 6 though. So that's probably gone for. Before I Google it, see if I can find the actual amount. Do you want to have a guess at what 6 set of 6? Unless they got sold separately, but it doesn't matter. No, it's a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it? So.
I've just found an ESPN article maybe that might suggest it. Yeah,
I'm gonna go for 7 figures, just above 7 figures, I think.
I think I found the actual price of this ESPN thing.
Just under. I'm gonna go. Let my brain work out how many figures these actually is.
7 is a mil.
6. Right, I'm gonna go 6, but high 6. I'm gonna go 6. 700 grand or something.
Oh, okay.
Tom, have you found it?
I think I found this ESPN article from December. 6 of his shirts went on sale, and they sold for $7.8 million.
I was miles off.
Well, I would say at least there was 7 figures, but 7 times 7 mil. That's a Miller shirt. That's more than a Miller shirt. That's one and a bit, 1.2 million.
That is crazy money, isn't it?
Yeah. And not all those shirts got worn either. So some of those are just brand new shirts.
Oh, they're match worn. Oh, yeah, but they didn't even play 6 games.
3 in the group and 3 in the knockouts.
Final, semi-final, quarter-final, round of 16, and 2 group stage matches.
Oh, yeah. Maybe didn't play all of them.
They played 6 and they probably played 3 group stage matches. So they only wore the away shirt once. Which is interesting. What did they do with the away shirt then? They were like, nah,
I'm not sure actually. It was just not part of that deal.
Maybe that's the match was that the match they lost to Saudi Arabia where they wore the away shirt, I wonder.
Maybe, potentially.
No one wants
that. The same article says that Maradona's Hand of God shirts, do you know how much that went for?
Yeah. I saw this because the guy it was the defender, and it's been sat in his attic in a plastic bag, and he's written books about it.
Really?
Ex-England defender. I saw an article come up about him the other day, and it went for quite a bit of money, I think. He's still alive, I believe, right? And he was keeping. He didn't want to sell it for ages, but he's finally sold it for, I think, for charity. For a load of, maybe not for charity. I'm not going to judge him if it's not for charity. But I think it went for 6 figures.
Yeah, $9.28 million.
Oh, wow. It went to 7, 9.8. Just the one shirt.
Just the one. Is Hand of God
that's
shirt.
That's not even the final. That's the semi-final.
But that's far more iconic than just Messi's final shirt. I'm sorry, like it's more iconic, isn't it? It's history right there. Like, like the match won R9 World Cup final shirt is more iconic than Messi. Yes, Messi won a World Cup final, brilliant, but that more everything that surrounded R9 at the time, for me, that would be more iconic.
I think that I do think probably Messi is bigger than R9 in terms of that fame.
Oh, 100%. But I mean, just like in terms of when you look back, well, I suppose now I'm already going to talk myself out of this. When you look back on it, Messi's still going to be going, do you remember that time Messi won the World Cup? Rather than, do you remember that World Cup when R9 wasn't fully fit? And maybe I'm looking at it through rose-tinted glasses.
Well, you mean the one where they lost in the final, not the one where they won?
Yeah. I think that R9 shirt must be worth a pretty penny.
Maybe. Well, it's that Maradona one is the Hand of God one, but it is also the dribble one, the Messi dribble.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a double whammy.
Yeah. So see, I'm going to say something controversial now. People won't agree with me. I think Messi's World Cup was, like, by Messi standards, was mediocre. Like, I don't think Argentina were anything special. They struggled against the Netherlands. They lost to Saudi Arabia. And, like, I mean, Messi got a few goals, but it wasn't like, I don't think he shone as best player in the world. And I think just because, particularly in that part of the world, there's such a culture of celebrity around some of these footballers. And it happens here as well. But, I think around Messi, Ronaldo, those two, Cristiano Ronaldo, those two players in particular, that, this you saw when they did the final ceremony and they put that shawl on him, just particularly on him, right? Like, they made a big thing about it being Messi. I don't think he was he even the top goal scorer? I don't think he was top goal scorer, was he, in the tournament?
I don't think he was, no, but you're right. Like, they had that sort of like aura around them. And I know, like, Messi was never seen on the same level as Maradona. He hadn't won the World Cup. So I think he's now on that same sort of pedestal. But it's that long time coming thing, right? This is like maybe the last chance he gets, although probably he'll be at the next World Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it's like, if he doesn't do it now, like, it's probably not going to happen for him. So I understand it from that aspect, and he's probably been Argentina's greatest player since Maradona, or bar Maradona, right? So it's like there's that element. There is a story to it, but like actual footballing, we know what Messi was capable of 5-10 years ago, probably is still sort of capable of now. He's still one of the best players in the world. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the best right now. Maybe, I don't know. We'll get into football opinions now. This is a football shirt. We have to steer away from football opinions. That's where people get annoyed, right? Tony, take us away from football opinions.
Mate, I am so far away from football opinions. No one's my football opinions, because it causes question marks and problems.
Exactly.
But I do like those answers, though, Tom. I do like those answers, and it's always interesting to sort of find out where people's passions lie with regards to those sorts of things. Because some people go straight for, like, very, very, what's it called, recency bias, isn't it? They go like, I want that one. But you've got something there that's a bit more well thought out. So I appreciate that. With regards to the other side of the spectrum, we've talked about what you love. Room 101's open, Tom. We need you to get rid of one thing about football shirts. And do we say or football shirt culture, Si? Or just go just football shirts?
Football shirt culture, a particular football shirt, particular team's football shirts.
You like to banish to 101 forever. I don't know if you've seen any of the previous episodes, but just to give you a bit of an idea.
You can extend it to kits if you like, if it's people cutting holes in socks.
Oh, yeah. We've got rid of... We wanted universal sizes, for one. We've got rid of... what are they called? The new knockoff ones.
Oh, score draws.
Draw kits, they're gone. We're not getting rid of them anymore. What are you thinking?
So I've got two things for this, I guess. When you said football shirts, there's one that came straight to my mind that people love and I hate it. We'll go for a more general one first. And I think, sponsors have got to be like a certain size. They've got to be within a certain dimension on a shirt.
Yeah.
And for good reason. You don't want a shirt really to be an advertising board to a large extent. However, I think you could do such cool designs of shirts and sponsors if they're allowed to go outside of that zone of what you could do. So I would probably banish having restricted sizes for the main sponsor and actually have like the ability to do whatever you want on that shirt if it makes the design look really cool. I think there's some really cool examples of that. Not that I can think of any off the top of my head right now, but like I know you could probably do something cool. And I guess if the other way, people love the fluorescent yellow Dortmund shirts from the 90s. I hate them. Get them in Room 101 now. So that's a more controversial one to sort of put in there.
That's far more controversial than let horrible sponsors do what they want on a football shirt.
So we had Alex Ireland, a football shirt historian, come on the other week, and he collects 1990s long sleeve Dortmund shirts or German shirts. He has a whole collection of Dortmund shirts. That was his holy grail. Was one of the Dortmund ones. I don't think it was one of the yellow ones, but yeah, the long sleeve Dortmund ones. I do have something to add on that. So a lot of you might know that me and Tony use Whatnot quite a lot, and we will put the links down in the description below. And this week I bought a Mexico shirt off Whatnot. And then because I bought something, I could enter the buyers. They have giveaway. A lot of these sellers have giveaways which everyone can enter, and buyers giveaways. And I got into the buyer giveaway on this one. It was Football Shirts 101 on WhatsApp. And this is what I won. And it is a 1990s Dortmund.
Oh, he won it. Oh, wow.
1995. I looked it up. This is 150 quid. And I won that. And all I did was buy a Mexico shirt for about, it was 14 quid, I think. But a genuine Mexico shirt as well. There's the back.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
It's not yellow all over. It's black. And now the question is, do I ever wear this? Would I wear this? I don't know. Like, is it like when you get a piece like this, do you keep it, or it looks quite durable? It's obviously a raincoat, but like, I'm not sure what I should do with it. Anyway, sorry, that was sidetracked, but it just made me think of that I won that on the back of a £10 Mexico shirt. I didn't buy the Mexico shirt just to win that. I actually wanted the Mexico shirt, which is a bit of an anomaly of a Mexico shirt. So actually, I can, if this is it here, I think it is. It's a weird one because I actually made a bit of. I thought it was the World Cup one from '94 or something. But it's not, because that one has like a different color up the top half here. So it's basically inspired by that, with the same Banamex and badge and thing. But this was like a weird one where they made it as a fan version for, I think, the 2012 World Cup perhaps. And like, yeah, so it's an official shirt, but it's not one you can really find. So I've also got an unusual Mexico shirt out of it as well.
That's pretty cool. I like that. And also, like, I'm confused really as to the reasons behind Dortmund getting rid of the neon yellow to go from neon to just normal yellow for a bit. Like, and I guess
nicer. The normal yellow is a lot nicer. The neon one is horrible. I just don't like it.
They're very bright still. I've just loaded up this season. This season's one was on a lot of worst shirt lists. It didn't actually make ours. But it's got this weird, like, faded. I've shared it if you want to.
With this
weird, like, faded. Is it the Aruna Stadium's
Signal Iduna Park?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what's in the background. So that one's not a popular one, but I think so. Tom, you want to ban which one? You want to send to Room 101,
like the 90s?
These ones, the Continental ones, isn't it?
They're just so bright and in your face. I think even like the 1991 is maybe the brightest potentially, or maybe it's just a dodgy
91 is 91 is like
that is bright,
yellow, like a real lemon yellow.
or 94. That just seems on another level actually as well.
94 that was the 94 one, or this one. I mean,
is that the one that they win the the European Cup in? Or the final in, was it? Is that the one? No, it's not. It's the one with the top across. It's that one there. You got your mouse just hovered over.
Oh, sorry, which one?
Down in the middle. That's the one, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know which one.
There, 97. Is that the one they win it in?
The Oliver one,
possibly.
Maybe. Yeah, a few. Yeah, so you know, like especially, is it specifically the long sleeve ones as well, Tom?
No, I like long sleeve shirts actually. I do like those, but it's just the neon is just jarring to me.
So
And the fact
the
everyone
aways
loves
as well,
it so
or-
much.
The aways as well, or
Oh, the aways are fine for me.
it's just the yellow,
It's just the yellow. Yeah, just the
It's
yellow.
like, it's like a highlighter, you know, when you get your pack of highlighters.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 100%
yellow
that.
one.
I mean, but then if you then scroll back up to like sort of up, and then we get
Again,
to
on the,
yeah,
I need to go back to the actual list.
up, and then then come down a bit. Sorry, Si, to
Yeah.
this one here, the 99 2000, when they just go for just yellow, like it's just what
It's got
what
white
a-
on it. That one's white.
yeah, but what a drop down from like in your face to that.
Yeah, it is. That's the goalkeeper one. But yeah, I think okay.
Did the laws
Um,
change on neon shirts? Do you reckon? Was it something like that? Was a local protest? Did Tom
Yeah.
start writing enough letters to the German authorities?
Yeah, that was what I did. Before I was even born, I was writing letters to the German authorities.
on Tom FM going,
I like
"This, I
that one.
can't take
I like
this. That's
It's got
pretty
a
cool.
weird
That's
swan.
quite cool, actually. That's very unique, actually, isn't it, for Dortmund? I would say.
2006, 2007, which is weird because that's white and yellow stripes, and you would associate now them with the white and black stripes,
Yeah,
which I think
Yeah.
they've had the last few, like these ones, the last few years, particularly like 2016. These black stripes. I think last season did they have stripes? Yeah, last season they
Yeah.
had stripes as well, but yellow and black stripes rather than the yellow and white ones. So yeah. What, Tom? What was the first thing again? Sorry, that you wanted to ban?
Oh, so I said I like the idea that sponsors can have as much space as they
Oh, the
want,
large
as long as
sponsors,
as long as
yes.
it's incorporated into the design and looks really cool. But I can't think of any examples off the top of my head because maybe it's not happened yet. Potentially,
Well, I guess we have the
Tony,
heck
do we put
sausage
these
one.
into room 101?
Oh, what,
Do
the
we get a
Daughters?
choice, Tony, on whether we put them in?
I don't think we do. No, I think
no,
I
you
think,
don't.
I think,
No, you don't.
I think
They're in.
the,
They're in.
Right, the Dortmund shirts they're on the Wall of Fame from one episode, and they're in the room 101 from another episode.
I mean, we should have the powers, but I also feel that our guests have turned up with this is their thoughts. So yeah, we let it go in whether we like it or not. So I'm against it personally. But hey, Tom, this is your choice. That's what's going in. That's what's going in.
Thank you, chaps. I
Just
appreciate that.
never get you back on again.
If there was like one sponsor you would like to see done in that style, what would it be? Is there one you could think of?
I have to think of some good logos that could. Now I'm panicking.
Tom, I'm going to give you an example of someone who's done it.
Oh, okay.
Tony might know that. Tony might know the one I'm going for here.
I hope it's the one I'm thinking of.
So they've just taken the sponsor and they've put it all over the shirt.
Yeah,
Tell me-
I'm hoping that.
tell me-
Oh no, it's not that. Oh, it's a different one. It's a
Oh,
different
is it
one.
not this one?
Yeah, there you go.
See, that is cool. That is so cool. That's what I mean. Yeah. I'd buy that in a heartbeat if it was my team.
That was on my no list last week.
That was the way. Okay, I mean, there's actually Tour Sports. They'll be a good example, perhaps. So they had, if I go to Rogerstone, they got the Tiny Rebel one, which goes as like a print all over the shirt. But they got. Let's see if I can find it very quickly. The one it should be here. But they've had some like Tiny Rebel ones that. Here we go. This should be.
Regular viewers and listeners, by the way, if you're interested to what point Si mentions Tiny Rebel beer, we've slightly
Slightly
earlier in the
I'll
show.
tell you what, actually, no. I'm going for a different beer one, actually. I've never shown this one on stream before. Stuart Brewing.
Oh, is this the one that's a pint? Yes. Oof.
Yeah,
That is
New
really cool,
Craig
actually.
Leaf Victoria, yeah. I got that one. So
That is cool.
it's on the back as well. No half doings. Look at that AC Milan.
Remember the Providence shirt as well, which is the Providence Brewery kit. That's like Jaws, but it's the it's like the whole beer can sort of thing. That's quite a good one.
That one was good. Yes,
The heck sausages, of course, famously the
yes. I don't know about that one.
all over the kit. Maybe all right, fair enough. Old capitalist Tom, I didn't realize was going to come in there and say, "Well, I think
makes
sponsors
the shirt look
should
cool.
have more."
No,
I don't think you can get away with that in the Premier League.
No,
betting sponsors everywhere as well. That'd be the worst thing.
Oh, it would be actually. You're right. But
Everyone would come out with kits that look like what are those one-arm bandit reels all over him?
Oh yeah. And I love that Subway one though. That's that'd be so cool to see. Like, I don't know, Norwich coming out in that. That would be perfect for Norwich.
Okay, I'll tell you what, here we go. Then think about the Fiorentina have Nintendo as their sponsor, and instead of having the Fiorentina kit, it's Super Mario World. So it's not purple, but it's Mario World. Would that work?
What do you mean?
Well,
like
when you say
just
Nintendo
like
Fiorentina kit to me like that, I'm thinking like, when was that? Was that maybe the days of like the NES or something like that? Like, you just have a big NES controller on the chest that says Nintendo on there as well.
Okay.
Now that's the sort of thing I'm thinking of. Maybe that looks really cool and iconic.
Like a large, just quite a large sponsor.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's not quite so good.
Did do one. There is the infamous Fiorentina Mario. Like,
yes, there is.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe this is like the kind of thing you're thinking of. All right. Well, imagine if Inter Milan with that Transformers one could go like, they could have like a big Optimus Prime on the sleeve or something, right?
All footballers should have to transform into cars later on. That'd be yeah. I hope Lukaku just like, he gets substituted, he turns into a van.
He's a Roma now.
Or a bus and park it in front of the goal.
Oh yeah, that could work. Right, okay. I like that. I quite like that. I know part of me is like sitting there going, can't believe you've taken Dortmund neon shirts and put them in it. But then I have to have the professional exterior of, good suggestion, Tom. Really,
yeah, of course.
Right, well, tell you what, Si, anything else you want to chat about on today's show, or do you think we've gone as far as we need to go?
We're good. There are lots of leaks, but we've they're going to be running in until next season, so we've got plenty of time to be looking at these.
Loads of time to do that. So what we will do is we will allow Tom, plug where everyone can find you. Where can we find your Twitter, social media, all your content? Tell us where we can find you.
Yeah, YouTube, Tom FM is where I am on there. Make Football Manager content. So if you like football, good chance you'll enjoy that. I'm on Twitter as well, at TomFM_YT, because I think he's Argentine, actually. I've always thought he was Spanish, but actually I think it's Argentine. I've nailed it down to. Some Argentine kid has got the at TomFM at. And every time I tweet him in Spanish, he ignores it. So one day I'll get it. One day.
Is he active?
Yeah, annoyingly he is. But he just never
make
replies.
A difference. Because the Samaggio one's done one tweet ever.
I think he's going through a breakup at the moment, actually. He keeps putting out a few bit of a sad tweets.
Don't tweet him now.
no, not right now. But they're a little bit like. So his latest tweet was, after a long wait, the traffic light does change, but he'd already taken another route, and it just seems like, is everything okay, Tom?
Well, you should probably tweet him and just go, right, okay, seeing as your partner's left, would you mind just leaving your Twitter handle as well? Because now's as good a time as any, really, isn't it? A fresh break for everyone, I think, would do you good.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm a little bit concerned about him. But, also he's my sworn enemy because he's got the at Tom FM at. So, I'm torn between how I feel about him.
That's fair. We all sound like radio stations with FM after us, don't we?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm surprised actually there isn't a Tom FM somewhere out there in the world. Welcome to Tom FM.
There has to be somewhere. There has to be.
To be fair, my Argentinian new pseudonym is working brilliantly. You haven't worked it out. It is an Argentinian radio station I'm pretending to be. So, Tom, you're having a great time. I'm having a lovely time pretending to be you. That's not true. But you're right, we could do that. Si, I've just sent you one more quick thing before we leave.
Oh, sure.
I said we are going to leave, but we were talking about the Adidas template earlier, and I'd forgotten about this one, and I've been meaning to try and buy this, but I still can't quite justify 40 quid on this.
But there's something. The
Glastonbury FC home shirt.
Yeah.
And it's not Adidas, which is the main thing. They've just ripped the template.
Can they do that?
That is the template, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that allowed? All right, fair enough. ZN Sports. Play for the planet. I mean, is that the name for Glastonbury FC? Glastonbury is that kind of place, isn't it? Where they would have play for the planet as their motto.
Potentially. Some of us play for the shirt, we're playing for the planet. It just means more around here. So there you go. Si, where can people find yourself, sir?
Yeah, so Maggio FM. I'm a radio station too. On Twitter, everywhere else I should just be Maggio or Maggio Footy if you want to check out my football shirt stuff. So I did an unboxing of that Dortmund jacket and also my secret football shirts, no surprise shirts. Sorry, I've got a mystery football shirts one here, which I haven't done the video for it yet, but I will show that on stream soon because it was an interesting one. It might be one that has to go in room 101 actually, but yeah, I got a shirt that might have to go in room 101. It's nothing bad about mystery football. Like they did send me a decent shirt in terms of quality or whatever. It's just one I want to put in 101. So yeah, that's where you can find me. How about yourself, Tony?
Fair enough. You can find me, Tony Jameson, on Twitter. That's where I am. And there's Tony Jameson FM on Twitch and on YouTube as well. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for being part of the show. Tom, hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, we'd like to get you back again to talk more about football shirts. As always, make sure you follow the show on social media. It's Footy Shirt Sock, I believe, on Twitter, because we can't get all the characters in there. And of course, remember, if you have enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe it, and if you see a post or a little video, whatever, just share it out. It'll let people know you've enjoyed it. And of course, come and join the Discord as well and let us know what you think about Tom's horrific views on the Dortmund shirts, the neon yellow ones specifically, going into room 101. Thank you very much, as always, for listening. We will see you all very soon. Take care. See you on the next one.
Oh, we're on all good podcast platforms now too.
Oh, yeah, that's a point. Yeah, we're also a podcast. Bye.